You know what
Backpacking America
is, right?
It's fucking awesome.
It's Backpacking America, an analytical podcast. All right, what's up, Josh?
All right, what's up, Ant?
We're out here right now. We're going to be talking about financial literacy. So you had some notes prepared because I don't really know much about the topic, to be honest. So,
All right. Well, the first things first, I want to set my ethos up and tell you guys that I have none. This is just all my personal experience and my ideas.
okay. So shoot.
You shouldn't believe me, but you should take it however you want to take it, you know?
You're not a financial expert, is what you're saying.
Perfectly said, yes.
Okay. So, what is financial literacy to you?
Man, financial literacy is knowing how to spend your money, where's your money going, and how's your money going to turn into someone else's debt.
And how's your money going to turn into someone? Wait, deconstruct that a bit.
Man, I'm about to hit y'all with some shit right here. Yeah, so how to turn your money into someone's debt. Because we could look at a dollar bill right now, and we know that's just legal debt, someone else's debt, really. So the best thing we need to do in this consumerist society, basically, is to think how we could make something that someone else wants to buy and continue buying. With me, I just take my experience because I like to sell weed. I'm a proud drug dealer, you know? You know, it really helped me with my financial literacy, you can say, knowing about how to spend money, make money, and keep money. But at the end of the day, your money can't sit stagnant. I know my friend Jeff, he's going to LA recently, and he said he's building his savings account, so now he started putting money in there. And I was like, that's good, but you ain't going to get nothing out of that because that just means money you're going to spend in the future. That's not going to grow. It's just going to sit there. You got to make moves with that. Excuse me. So I remember not recently, because this whole pandemic thing, money's been flowing into the community. In every community, people have been eating a lot. So this has been something on my brain a lot on how come you could make money grow. You can't just have money sitting there. Like I always thought I could create a savings account, put like money in there, and hey, I'm gonna have enough money. But nah, at least with me, I know I'm gonna touch that money if I need that money or if I see an investment which calls me to use that money. So yeah, money coming into the community, that's been a big thing going on through this pandemic, you can say. Because personally, I know through personal experiences living in a low income community, we've been eating. I'm just gonna say that off rip. Like, I'm not a fan of Trump. I don't care what Trump does. But all I know that during Trump, money started flowing into the community. And now Biden's putting money to the community. And that's what we need because money talks. Money gives power. And that's what the lower income community needs right now. But personally with that, when people are now looking at the news to find out certain tax benefits, how you can add this to get that, you start realizing this whole game is a corporation with a bunch of loopholes. And if you know the game well, you could win at the game. So now, in like, let's just say the hood. I'm just be real with you. I just feel like saying the hood. I don't want to be like low income, all that. But in the hood now, people care about money more. Financial literacy wasn't something as important. We used to be told that you might as well own something. Own something as in buying it with straight out cash. And that's the biggest lie ever because you need buying power always. So the best thing you could have is credit. And that was a lie in my community. If you got something off credit, or like, let's say you got a car, you know, these rappers like to talk about they get a car and they bought it with all cash. That's a bad investment because the second you put all that money on that car, drive off the lot, your investment went down like 20% because you can't sell it back for the original price to them. So with that, you might as well get credit where you could like pay monthly, where you still have expendable cash at your dispense to make other investments and such. So now since you have to start finding investment opportunities, and now you have expendable cash that you can use rather than just paying it all down at once, you could find different lanes. And the biggest 3 lanes that I feel like a lot of people didn't know about or either care about or either knew but wasn't really telling a lot of people is the stock market, real estate, and being a business owner. Because however you want to look at it, you yourself are a business because you are a consumer because everything's being marketed to you right now. I bet this podcast has a nice little picture on there, something like that.
It does. It has a very nice little picture on it.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. You have to be good at marketing because you have to find out what people like. so they could listen, so they could buy, so they could give you attention, because that's what, in this market of podcasts, I'll be like, is attention, like how you get people to want to sit down and really like listen to your podcast, find your own like fan base, you could say, that'll gravitate what you have to say. So yeah, so to go away from the podcast market, we, regardless of whatever market you want to be in, whether you're aware of it or not, you are a business and you have to play by the rules as a business owner. That's why you see all these, businesses with family names like, I don't know, Goldman Sachs or whatever, like that bank. Like that's family name, that's family wealth that they built over time. When probably a lot of stuff was different. It takes nothing to buy a LLC, because you could get money off just making an LLC, which people don't know. Like if you was to get an LLC before the coronavirus came out, you could have sold that for at least 4 times more, because with the LLC they was giving the SBA benefits and the PPP loans for anyone who had an LLC before that date. So I know personally with me, I was trying to get an LLC when I was finding about all these tax benefits people are getting, the SBA loans with low interest that you got to pay back, and I'm figuring out how could I get into that. And then I go and I realize, hey, I might have been too late. That's why I feel like during this pandemic, what Biden is getting at was a lot of people with money and businesses were getting benefited. While we can all agree the pandemic was like disastrous for a lot of people, we can also say business has been eating. I don't want to give out the business of like, a food place around here, but I was talking to the owner, and inside that business, he has a food place and a bar right next to it. And I started talking to him because I seen other places that was rented out in this little like store. It's one store people go to, but it's a bunch of different rental properties there, which you could use and have your own business. And I was talking to him and I was like, since these are two separate entities, you have these as two separate entities, you could apply for an SBA loan and PPP loan for the same amount of employees you got for both places. Then, he looked at me and smiled and was like, yeah, like that's what I've been doing. And I was like, are these other like properties you have, do you own them? Then he was like, no, he told me about a different guy named Peter Clark. And I'm not sure if Peter Clark is going to hear this, but this guy's a hustler. This guy is a hustler, Jesus. He's making money. And my hat's off to him, because there's an infinite amount of money out in the world. You just have to find out how to get it and which lane to stay in. But regardless of that, when I was trying to get into, all these tax benefits I seen all these small business owners getting, I started doing more researching. And I'm like, do I need an LLC to be considered like a business owner? And then I find out the simplest things could be considered a business owner. Like, I wish weed was like legal and like all set up, because I'll definitely put that I'm a small business owner, because I am, I buy, sell weed for the community, man. Like, I am a business owner. But regardless of that, you could be a business owner from selling clothes on Grilled. That's like, you could put that as, what's it called? What like what's it called?
What, buying and selling clothes again?
Nah, it's like a legal term for it. It's not an LLC. It's not like a limited liability corporation. It's not a cell corporation. No, I forgot what it is, but you don't have to pay for it. You're automatically assumed as that if you just create a tax EIN for that business. So all you gotta do to create a tax EIN is like $30, and now that business has a tax number in which you can use to do taxes for that business, and you could use for all these loans and stuff like that that's going around for people. Because at this time, the interest rate on loans are completely low. It's like 3% for like maybe like a 36-year, not a 36-year loan, like a 36-month loan, and you don't have to pay the first year back. It's forgivable too. It's crazy. All these loans coming out. But besides that, and any type of hustle you could find, there's definitely a way you could make that into an official business. And it could be the smallest things. And if you just like, I don't know, make a shirt with your friends and you sell that shirt for like $2, $1, like that's a business, and you own the same amount of power as a regular business owner. So the smallest thing is seen as like a business owner, and you get business credit off that. Do you know that I forgot what's it called, and I'm pretty sure Anthony might know it, but for businesses, you get to write as a tax write-off lunches you have during the businesses.
Yeah, that's that's part of like you could do that with credit cards. So if you swipe your credit card on like lunch or on travel expenses, and you own a business, you still have to pay that back. I actually found that recently. You do have to pay that money regardless, but you don't have to pay taxes on it.
See, exactly. Like, there's a bunch of caveats that they have for it, but it's still beneficial for you to take. And something that I found out, which I'm in the workings of doing, is if you have a small business and you could build your business credit off of your own credit, you could then get that business credit to, let's say, if you need a car for your business. Because let's say, like me, if I have to buy and sell clothes, I have to go drive to the post office, no? So that's a business expense that I could then count on my business credit. And now to get business credit, if you don't have any, there's a bunch of ways you could buy in and become like an authorized user of someone else's credit. But the best way to do it is just fixing your own credit. And I feel like, once again, in the hood, credit is not known. Talk about it. But credit, if you have a good credit score, you're gonna be pretty set up in life. You're gonna be able to get that nice house or maybe that nice car with low payments monthly. So the biggest thing is fixing your credit because you're a business. You have to go out and show other businesses what you could bring or enter new markets as a business. So you need that clean credit. You need, I'm forgetting the word right now, so forgive me, but you need good credit and you need to get your finances down, have proper expenses, know where your money going, everything like that. Because you can't have a revolving door with your debit card or credit card, just swipe, and maybe check at the end of the week, maybe 3 days later, because that's how you tend to lose track. But moving on from that, from noticing yourself as a company and how you should start investing in yourself as if you're a company.
Well, I think what you're trying to say is like, like you need to be smart with how you use your credit card. Like I use my shit for like Spotify, Netflix, the program I'm recording this on, my audio equipment, things that I know like I have the money for and I can pay back relatively quick, and then just setting up like the minimum recurring charge every month, so that way like for me it's $35 a month on my cards because I have like those entry level credit cards like the Discover It card and Chase Freedom card, and basically it's like these low level like monthly payment back things.
Discover is a great bank, by the way.
Oh, it is.
Discover
It's
is great.
awesome. It's actually, I think it's better than my Chase Bank to be real with you. I use that for like, so what I do is I have two credit cards and I use one for gas and recurring like subscriptions and stuff, and the other just for like general payments that I know I could pay back, like going to the gas station if I buy food or something like, and I just don't feel like using my debit card.
Wait, can you repeat that one more time? Because like that sounds very smart.
Oh, so yeah, basically just using like, so I use one card for subscriptions and another card for gas and then just like emergency payments. And you never want to like use it for food all the time or clothes all the time, because if you know you don't have the money now, you're probably not going to have the money later. So you just want to use your card for things you know you can get back. Like I know how much debt I have on both of my cards and I know I can pay them back. And I have like a specific time that I'm going to pay them back and then reevaluate what I'm spending my money on, cancel subscriptions and stuff, and then restart it. Basically, you just want to build credit, and that doesn't mean you have to like buy a car or buy like a shitload of stuff. It's really, can you pay back what you borrowed, and can you pay it back consistently, and can you pay it all off as well? So you want to make sure you make those minimum monthly payments because it still contributes to like your credit score. And once you build a really good credit, you can apply for bigger credit cards that give you more purchasing power.
Yeah, very true. And I was about to ask, do you keep cash on you?
I
Like, how much
honestly,
cash would you say you keep on you?
on me, I don't have anything like now, but like I usually, honestly, I don't really keep cash on me, to be completely honest with you, because I don't really have a need for that anymore. I'm not underage anymore, so I don't need to pay people $20 to go get me beer. And
I'm dead.
so I'm just like, I don't really like buy weed, so I just, I don't need cash on me. I'm
Hey
completely
man,
cashless.
and I only accept Cash App. I really like Cash App. It's all digital currency. Cash is a dying breed now. Everything. Like today when I was getting my food, I forgot my card, and the guy gave it to me for free. Cause I'm gonna come back. Yeah, I was surprised because he see me. I come in there often, but like I was thinking about it. Like wow, like I don't care about cash so much. Like when I was younger, I always keep cash on me. Like just to pay for something. Now I'm grown up. Like fuck cash. I'd rather have a debit card. I could just swipe real quick, just look at my phone, be like, okay, that's my balance.
Well, I'm kind of concerned about the cashless society because like my biggest concern is like people that don't have debit cards or like homeless people, because like That's how they subsist, is on cash. Now, some of them, they have like those cash swipers that they put on their phone. They're like, hey, yo,
Yeah.
give me some.
Yo, that's funny. If a nigga did that to me, I'll be like, yo, get out my face with that. Like, you better get a cup, but continue.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. But it's like, and it's like, I'm more like on the, like the black market's going to suffer heavily. Like, and that's what a lot of, people in the hood rely on, like with drug dealing and like with other types of avenues. So it's just kind of like, it's a survival thing.
Can we expand on that? Wait, I feel like cash in the hood is all changed into digital. Like,
Has it really?
not yet. There's a lot of digital money to be made. Like, let's not get into the specifics, but I forgot what's the number, but from unemployment, like there was a bunch of people filing under dead people's name. I think it was in the like millions, like the high millions, and that was all just scammers. Like I feel like the drug dealing wave. Like the only reason I sell weed is because it helps me keep a consistent flow of money throughout the week that I know I could build up easily. But now digitally, there's a bunch of different scams and stuff that people moved up to. I feel like that now it's all digital too. Like if you get a nice little SBA loan, you get a nice little 2 people on unemployment. But hey, I don't advocate for that. I just know about it.
You just know about it, yeah. The thing is that, like, I don't know. It's just like cashless freaks me out because sometimes you just don't want people to know what's going on. I remember like,
oh yeah, you want to be in a strip club, huh? Getting nasty.
ew, get out of here. I'm not going to the Nav, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Bro, I walked into the Nav for like literally 5 seconds when I was 21 and I was like, yeah, bro, I'm off this. I'd rather see GTA strippers. I'm really
dead.
not going to lie. Like,
Did they have saggy titties? I bet it was saggy.
we ain't gonna. I'm not trying to get canceled, bro.
Towny pussy. Wonderful.
Get the fuck out of here.
Alright, but continue.
Bro, but it's just like, I don't know, like cashless, not even for like the illicit things, but for me, like I just like cash because honestly, like you could save some for an emergency. Let's say like the bank shut down or something, and then it's like
Cash under the mattress.
yeah, that type of thing. I'm more concerned about that. I'm concerned about homeless people because not every homeless person has like the ability to get those little card readers. Like
That's true. That is a really good example of that because I'm trying to think of the reasons why people may keep cash, and I'm thinking about you do need like to spend it real quick.
And then what about those hot dog trucks and like all those city vendors, bro? Now a lot of them have been getting digital. I know that.
Cash App is wonderful. If you could set up a little QR code, be like, scan my Cash App, send it there. And also, I just thought of something else, what you were saying with the explicit purchases. Now you could do that on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's untraceable. You could do whatever you want with Bitcoin and no one will know.
But like Bitcoin is expensive to get into.
No. Like you could buy things with and sell with Bitcoin. So let's say if we was on like the black market, dark web type style, you pay with Bitcoin. Like let's say you want a $200 purchase, you could go to a Bitcoin ATM or you could go to Walmart and buy it and send Bitcoin, and you pay like that, and people get a small price of Bitcoin. So yeah.
Wait, you can go to Walmart and buy Bitcoin?
Yeah, man. You could go to Western Union and get Bitcoin too. Send Bitcoin.
All right. So how much is one Bitcoin?
One Bitcoin is like 60,000 right now.
Wait. Oh, so like everything's in like 0.002.
Oh. Yeah, Bitcoin costs fucking. I wish I can't even get into Bitcoin, bro. I know Tesla. He recently put like, I'm not sure how much millions, but he put a fat stack into Bitcoin, and like I can't even invest into Bitcoin at all. Like I gotta fucking try to squeeze my way in with little like $100 here.
Well, the thing is that there's Bitcoin mining, but that's even hard to do. It's like raw capitalism again. It's like, listen, if you got the means, you're gonna build the means of production, and if you're poor, bro, if you're working class, you're gonna be just struggling. It's just people look at Bitcoin like it's this ultimate liberation movement with the economy, and it's really not. It's just raw capitalism, like the way capitalism used to be. But it's
like with gold and like, hey, you could come get your mine, your gold there. You could be rich. Come out here to the West.
That's what it is, bro. It's just like the 1800s. It's just like
sense.
early industrialization, which is why it's like, I take the socialist model where it's like if we just collectivize the economy, we wouldn't have to hustle like this. We wouldn't have to have side hustles. The necessity to sell drugs and to do prostitution and sex work, the need for it would be eliminated. Of course, it would exist, but
and it would be profitable, crazy profitable. I feel like I feel like you could say that's human greed, like the profitability you can make off a capitalist society. Like I could profit anything. I could make money off it. And I feel like that incentivizes people to want to like build and advance their society. Like, do you feel like if they was to collectivize like money and how it would be distributed to certain groups of people, I feel like that would leave them in like whatever time period they're at, to probably stay in that time period. I could be wrong, but
Well, I feel that a lot of people have the incentive to make money because they're forced to make money. Like they understand
good
that like
point. Good point.
if they don't make money, they'll starve, which is why you get the hustle mindset and we have the gig economy. Like you wouldn't have people like when I say like the necessity like for drug dealing would disappear, not disappear, but like the necessity would go away because one, it would be legalized. Two, there would be state-run dispensaries. And while there would be a black market to like kind of counteract that because it would be expensive to a degree, it would depend on like the price control and production of it, of course. But
You know, wait, not to cut you off. You know what's super weird that I just thought about
what's that?
is that yeah, the dispensary bud will be fire. We could all agree on that. But would you trust government weed or your drug dealer's weed?
I'll trust government weed to be honest with you.
Oh, interesting.
Not that not that I don't trust like, you know, the
Government issued Reggie.
get the fuck out of here. But the reason why I say that is because like I don't know what strain I'm getting. Like one time I bought Alaskan Thunderfuck, and I was really that was what my guy had 2 years ago, and then I was buying for my friend, and he was like, "Yeah, bro, I got Alaskan Thunderfuck." So for 3 weeks, I was buying Alaskan Thunderfuck, and every time I got a different bag, it was different. He pulled us aside one day because we were his boys, and he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna put you on, man. Alaskan Thunderfuck doesn't exist. Like that's just what we say to make it exotic so people buy it. It's good weed. It's just it's not the same because I noticed it was different every time, and that's why. Because it's like you get scammed. You don't know.
That is true.
And like there's like with carts, for example, like poisoned carts.
Yeah, don't
like,
fuck with carts, people. Don't do that. Take time, respect weed, sit down, roll it up, smoke it. Come on now. Let's stop with all this cart business and stuff.
Yeah, you don't know what you're getting. That's the thing. Like it's just like
That is true. Cause as a drug dealer, I'm gonna say it proudly once again. I may get, let's say, Gorilla Glue, and I might fuck around and say that shit's Blue Dreams. If I find out Blue Dreams, I might say it is, because at the end of the day, it is good weed. So that is a good point. We have to be fair in what we do.
now I can understand where it's like taxed and like there could be like pesticides. Oh, what's this?
I did want to show you this before my phone dies. It's on 5%, but this is a new cryptocurrency. If you're talking about like bit mining and stuff, and I could be putting people on right now, or I could be wrong. But there's this new currency by some Stafford students called Pi, and you do gotta watch like these ads. I don't like that. But before they announce the value of Pi, they're having this type of mining where you can mine for free before they give it a value, which is the same thing Bitcoin did before Bitcoin blew up. So I mean, it doesn't hurt to try, people. Like, you should search up Picoin and see about it.
Send me the link to that so that way I could get started right away.
I'm dead.
Because I mean, hey man, if it's free and I could jump in, that's why I jumped in on GameStop like before
my
it.
God.
You know,
GameStop's
that was-
beautiful.
Oh, it's wonderful. I thought we were really screwed, but I was like, you know what? I only had $20 in, so I was like, let me just hold because I lost everything. I was down to like $2.
Wait, how much you put in?
I put $20 in,
Oh, word?
and I made like 35. Like right now I'm at 1632 market value. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to hold until I make at least like $50. And the plan is to invest in like Sundial Corporation, which is a weed company in Canada. It's one of the biggest in Canada.
Yeah, and Tilray, too. I'm not sure about Tilray, but I hear that's popping as well. The Sundial.
It's like, it's a booming market and it's cheap. It's like $1 something a share.
You know what? Fuck it. Since we're talking about it, let me give you guys some good stocks before my phone dies. Neo's at like pretty low. We know it could reach the 60s. It's like low 40s. Get Neo, CCIV, ZOM, and of course Sundial. And try to build your way into Tesla, because we know Tesla's going to be worth more than Amazon. Amazon is trading at 3,000. So what the hell? Tesla's way better than the Amazon, and it could be way better than the Amazon. So also build into Tesla.
Well, the thing is that like I don't want to invest in Tesla for a moral reason, and the moral reason is that he literally admitted on Twitter to overthrowing the Bolivian government.
He said that?
Yeah, he said that on Twitter. He was like, "Yeah, like we'll coup whoever the hell we want." And in response to someone questioning him, like, "Why did you coup Bolivia?" And it was because Bolivia has one of the world's largest lithium composites, as compared with the Congo. The Congo is like the first largest, I think. The Congo is basically imperialized and used for slave labor to make your cell phone and your computer battery and everything, every type of battery.
Damn, that's
And that's what they
crazy.
wanted to do to Bolivia, because Bolivia nationalized their lithium resources. And that year, Evo Morales' socialist government was overthrown by Tesla. And the goal was,
Elon, what the fuck are you doing? I'm sorry. Continue.
well, I mean, the
I did
guy's
not know
he's a
this.
bastard, and his cars aren't even that good. They break down all the time. So the thing is that, when people say invest in Tesla, I'm like, nah, don't invest in Tesla, because he was willing to overthrow a government for money. If he found a way to control the United States government because there was lithium or something for his stupid little cars, he would totally overthrow the United States government just to build his stupid cars. So that's why I don't fuck with Tesla or like the weapons companies. Like, some people invest in Lockheed Martin, and no, don't invest in Lockheed Martin, which is one of the weapons companies that we use.
I give you a lot of props for saying that because I'm not gonna lie, money talks. And a person like me, I did not know that. I don't think that changed my opinion on getting the money from the stock market because I need the money. But that's respectable, and I respect you for that. And that's some information that we should search up as well, and that I need to search up because that is interesting.
Well, the thing is that, like, you also raised an interesting point to that, because a lot of people are like, oh yeah, like morally I disagree with that, but I need money. And we're in a very survivalistic mentality because of how brutal our capitalism is. We're all one paycheck or one disaster away from like nothingness, from homelessness. So, it's like we're closer to being homeless than we are actually being wealthy.
Yo, you know what's crazy? Not to cut you off, mm, I know this type of example where a person without much money will definitely pay for people's drinks, while a rich person will calculate and be like, yeah, you could pay your own. Like, poor people are more willing to spend their money rather than how much they get, and which is bad. But that just made me think real quick because I remember I was talking to my friend about this, and we was talking about like the future and everything like that. And he was telling me, he was like, "Yo, no matter what, I got you." So I'm thinking about that, like what you just said about being a paycheck away from like homelessness. It just made me think all we need is like a group of people. We just need some friends. If anything, we got some friends that look out for you. We'll be alright. But that's
Well,
something that
that's the
just
thing.
popped
No,
in
no,
my head.
that's class solidarity. The wealthy people show class solidarity with money and their resources. We show class solidarity as poor people with our money and resources. But the thing is, they invest it into the economy. We invest it into each other because we don't
That's
have.
smart.
Yeah,
Continue. Yeah,
yeah.
continue.
We don't have necessarily the education or the really financial ability to make big moves in the stock market like that, because we're all a paycheck away. But we can share our meal with each other. We can share, our Netflix account with each other. That's
I'm dead.
class
That's real love.
solidarity,
And Netflix trying to crack down on the password sharing. They won't let you have nothing.
because they want to squeeze every ounce of profit from it, because they know that that's showing like solidarity with workers. Because like, think of like, okay, so like with BLM over the summer, right? Like, we went from burning police stations to voting for Joe Biden. And like, that was cool.
Fuck Joe Biden. Fuck that white piece of shit. Fuck Joe Biden. I hope you hear this. Fuck you too, Kamala. But continue.
Thank you. Seriously, thank you. And like, fucking basically, it was co-opted by the Democratic Party because they saw that we were actually showing class solidarity, because we were mixing class in with race. We were showing how racism was perpetrated by class, by capitalism, and how, we were being divided on stupid things like our appearance, whereas really we're being divided as a class. And they didn't like that, and they cracked down on that. So that's why, like, when 2020 election was rolling around, my Xbox was saying, make sure you register to vote. And I was like, why does a corporation care if I vote?
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know
And
what I'm saying?
on Call of Duty, they had like that little Black Lives Matter message.
Oh,
and I
my
hate
God.
that shit because number one, Call of Duty is so toxic. We already know what's being said on there. And not saying I'm some activist, say, hey, we should change it. I just realized that's the nature when you have immature people. Not saying it's wrong, but hey, if someone calls me a nigger, I'm gonna call him a cracker, you feel me?
Yeah.
But besides that point, shit.
Well,
See,
the thing is,
the nigger threw me off. I forgot my point.
well, what I wanted to say too is that it's not even just like that. It's that this Call of Duty is literally about committing war crimes against people of color.
Yeah. I'm that he said that too. I thought you was going to say like it's like killing people and you worried about the race part, but
No, bro, because like there was one time it said we foster a community of respect and blah blah blah, and it was literally in the background image of that was like a Huey attack helicopter lighting up a Vietnamese village.
that's hilarious. And I remember what I was going to say now. I do not like that they had those Black Lives Matter shit in Call of Duty because number one, that game's about killing people. Number two, what's understood shouldn't have to be explained. So the fact that you're telling people this makes me feel a type of way. Like I don't want to have to reiterate this to. I don't want to say oppressors, but I would want to say misinformed white people because it's not my job to tell you my life matters. You know, that should be something that's already said. But go on with your point.
No, that was my point. That was my point. That, and I agree with you on that because, like, you know, you're a human being. You shouldn't. It should just be understood. You know, and a lot of people that play Call of Duty because Call of Duty actually a lot of money was invested into Call of Duty by the Pentagon, and yeah, oh yeah, a lot of money invested into the Pentagon. So that's why like it attacks like that type of group of people, and it's of course it's a shoot 'em up game, and that's just been the culture of Call of Duty. I can't explain why. You know, some people say, oh, it's because, you know, the Pentagon invested money and it was marketed towards people that, you know, hate people from the Middle East and, like, you know, hate America's traditional enemies, which is anyone not European. But I also think it's because, you know, a lot of people that, you know, are in that mindset tend to really like violent video games, tend to like weapons and stuff. Now, I've always grown up with weapons, but I didn't turn out that way because I went down a different path. But it's just like how it's marketed, and Call of Duty has this community. They know they have this community. So to put BLM is really just to expand into new markets because that's the whole goal of capitalism is to continuously expand to new markets. And they see that like liberals and like communists and socialists are like into guns now and into like training and all this stuff. So they're just like, oh, like let's see if we can, you know, expand this game. That's why in Call of Duty they have like a non-binary option for
They
your
have a
CIA operative.
Yo, no way.
Yeah,
Did
bro.
I ask?
Your CIA operative can be non-binary, so now you could commit war crimes as an agender.
I'm
Um,
dead.
it's just like they're trying to expand to new markets and trying to make U.S. imperialism acceptable to, you know, these people. And it's like, so basically a lot of people over the summer became radicalized, specifically white people.
Yeah, bro. That's so. Like, I just have to take a second of like feeling that sentiment of white people trying so hard to prove they not racist. Like, chill out, bro. We already know what your ancestors did. Like me, I'm the type of nigga. Like, money speaks. Give back what we are owed a little bit, and that's it. Just move on with your life. Like, I feel like a lot of white women became radicalized because I don't know why white women think they're gonna be the saviors of oppression. I personally believe racism never gonna end because that's not the bigger picture. Like you said before, it's class structure. Racism, I feel like that shit's naturally gonna happen between people. But if you rich and you racist, like I feel like you don't have like that much time to be racist because you're just looking down on people who are not in your class bracket.
Rich white people, but yeah, like rich white people that uphold capitalism need racism to exist. They're not going to go out of their way to go to a Klan rally or a Trump caravan, but they're going to uphold the system because it makes them money. It
Yeah,
keeps
of
us
course.
divided. And that's why it's specifically hard for like historically the U.S. left, so the communist left and the union movement to include black workers because you got to re-educate yourself to look at a group of people a different way and then show them work through the racial conflict, right, to show that class is the real issue. And the US left has not been able to do that, and that's why the capitalist class really needs racism to exist.
Whoa, that you have to break that down to me. Like, wait, why would it need racism to exist?
Because if racism didn't exist, we would have been a socialist country decades ago. Because it's the only blocking point to us actually being a socialist society is race. People say, oh, you know, gender is included in this, and yes, it is. There's gender oppression, and there is, you know, all this other stuff, but racial oppression is the serious blocker. The other stuff
Anthony,
is just
you
little.
know what I want to talk about, man. But I want to talk about it, man. But race is like a big stumbling block inside. I feel like our progressions as humans, because we still look at race as such a big thing. You feel me? But Hey man, that's life. But something I just remember because my brain is moving slow. I smoked before I came here. In the Congo, they found a mountain of gold, and now that they're getting like the military from the Congo to go take back every piece of gold that they found, and you know they're not about to just ask for the gold back. You know they're about to kick in doors, find that gold, and I'm just like, damn, bro. Like people found the come up. And now I know for a fact Europe's going to make its way down there. Maybe America too. But who knows? Because we probably not going to hear about it. But once I find out, I'm going to definitely let you know if I find out what's happening
Well,
after
we're
that.
already there. Do you know about Africa Command?
No, what's that?
So the U.S. military is divided by continent, and Africa Command is the U.S. military's base of operations in Africa. And our goal is to essentially create a sphere of influence in Africa. So that's why we destabilize Libya, and we're fighting in Somalia and all that stuff. So like we're already there because that's how we get our cell phones, bro. Like we're already there. You know what I'm saying? Like we're already in Congo. And I think the reason, I don't know, because again, I don't know the whole situation, but I feel like the reason the Congolese military is taking all that gold is so that way the U.S. government can't really find it. And they're just trying to make as much money as they can before they have to be. They're like, hey, listen, give us this money before we bomb you.
The big dogs are coming. They're like, come on, people. We need that for the government. But damn, everything's so sad. Like I ain't gonna hold you. It's a sad world outside of America, but you know, we all living in a dream. We all asleep right now. That's the American dream. Like thinking our way of living, our society is gonna lead to that fruitful life that we think of with like the white picket fence. Outside of America, there's war and hell going on. Crazy.
That we caused for that white picket fence.
That's eloquently said.
It's like the wars in Afghanistan, the wars in Iraq, like the whole world, the only reason Europe's like a second rate countries. That's all the countries that live there, second world. So they're not military superpowers. They're more under America. Because what happened was after World War II, we dominated the West. The Soviets dominated the eastern part. And when the Soviet Union collapsed, we just made everyone our bitch in Eastern Europe. And basically, they have to listen to us. You know, they can protest all they want, but we have an act, actually, that was signed in the Bush administration called Bomb the Hague Act, or the Hague Act. And essentially, the Hague is where war criminals are tried for the International Criminal Court. And in the act, it says, if the United States is tried for war crimes, we will bomb the Hague. We're literally going to bomb the building.
No lie, they dead ass would too. Gangster. You see what they did at Hiroshima? And they did it after shit was resolved too. That's so fucking gangster, bro. Like, niggas talking about niggas in the hood are gangsters? Are you crazy? Nigga, the dogs in America be gangsters, bro.
Bro, the only reason we did that was because we didn't want the Soviet Union to get control over Japan. Because that would be our markets collapsing in that area. We were going to literally lose access to markets, and that's why we bombed Japan, so they would surrender to us instead of the Soviets. Because the Soviet Union, what happened was Soviet Union and Japan were actually already in coordination with each other to surrender. Like Japan was going to surrender unconditionally to the Soviet Union, and that's why we bombed Japan.
I'm just taking that all in for a second, because when you really think about it, America is really evil, bro. Like
not even America, just the government of America.
That's true with all the USAP programs. Like, is that what it's called? The USAP? It's like I'm not gonna explain this the best way, but it's government agencies that are like not tracked. They don't keep track of them.
Yeah.
Even the president doesn't have clearance to these USAP programs. And right before 9/11, I'm not gonna say anything about 9/11, but right before 9/11, the U.S. reported that they was missing a couple $1 trillion. A trillion million, fucking high. Like they was missing like over $1 trillion something, and they had no idea where that money went. Like, how the fuck you lose that much money? How the fuck that happens? But the day after, niggas forgot.
No, that happens because like we actually recently lost a few $1 trillion.
It's always happening.
It always happens. We have all these like dark programs. Like we have Merryweather. That's a GTA thing. Blackwater. We have the Blackwater Corporation. Yeah. Bro, but we have corporations like that fight our wars for them. And like it's real shit. It's real shit. It's scary. And it's like people are like, "Oh, we just need to vote blue and we can end all the wars." It's like, "No, you can't. you gotta fight them. Like the secret state and the state are intertwined to preserve capital. Like, it's so, people think if you just have a good protest and maybe burn a couple of police precincts, you're gonna win. And it's like, no, it runs deeper. Like, you gotta have a revolutionary movement. You gotta have territory. You gotta have an educated, armed, and well-fed population to actually fight this thing. You can't just like get out in the street and think you're gonna make like a major difference. I mean, of course, to get people unified, yeah, to eventually get to that point, it's necessary, but like, that's not the end all be all. That's just the very beginning. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like right now, I was just searching up the exact program names, for the program I was talking about, because I wanna get it right. I don't want to say something, because I searched up USAP, and apparently this is the Antarctic program, the United States Antarctic program, research program, whatever.
Did you see? Did you read the Afghanistan papers at all?
No, tell me about.
So the
that.
Afghanistan papers were released 2 years ago, and basically, what it said was that a bunch of U.S. generals and a bunch of people in charge of Afghanistan, like our own military leaders, were like, "Yeah, we have no idea why the fuck we're here. We don't even have objectives from the White House. Like, our goal is just to be here and just shoot people. Like, the enemy list changes every day. We don't know who our allies or combatants are. You know, again, we have no idea why we're here." Is essentially what the Afghanistan papers were going over. I think I did an episode about the Afghanistan papers a while ago. I think it was like episode, I'm gonna look it up for y'all right now just to see how deep we are right now. We're on episode 88 right now, and hold on.
And by the way, I just found it.
Episode 18.
It's not called USAP. It's called Special Access Programs. So SAPs, SAPs, and their black budget. You guys can search that up in your own time if you want. But continue.
Yeah, so basically, like, episode 18 was where I talked about the Afghanistan papers in depth, and that, like, a long time ago. And basically, like, we use black funded programs too, like the black budget shit, and it's really just to control imperialism, because we need to keep expanding markets, which is why I feel like Huey Newton was correct in his synthesis of saying that all Americans are now colonized people, because the government had to recolonize and re-exploit us over and over again because we can't expand to new markets. So we have to keep re-expanding in the markets we already own, which is why we see gentrification. We're figuring out new ways to suck surplus profit away from people and communities. That way we can, the government can continue to make profit and preserve capitalist hegemony.
What the fuck do they need all this money for? What's the point? Like,
to be rich and to secure their power, because money talks, right? Money's power.
Money talks. Well, damn shit, I forgot money talks for a second.
Yeah, bro. So if you have more capital, it'll be impossible, because they saw it. Like, we had a labor movement, a really good labor movement from the mid 1960s to like Reagan, and Reagan was like, "All right, we can't have this labor movement because they're going to be a challenge to us." The 1960s during the Vietnam era, that was a threat to America. We can't have that anymore. So he was the first neoliberal, which is essentially like what we see now with Joe Biden saying, "Oh, we're building America back," or whatever, and blah, 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 or like what Obama was saying, like peace, hope, change, like all these empty slogans that used to mean something in the 60s.
Fuck Obama.
Yeah, no, he was a scumbag. He overthrew 9 African countries.
All I know about Obama as well is this man, his skin may be brown, but he ain't black. He ain't no African American savior. He ain't did nothing. Trump gave me some money, and all I know is Obama gave me a track phone. And at the time, that shit was trash. Like, I know a lot of my people remember they track phones. Like, that shit was horrible. But for many other reasons, too, Obama ain't nothing either. Fuck him. But continue.
I forgot about the track phones. I really forgot about those shits. Yeah, he really isn't shit, and no American president is really shit. I think the only okay president we had was like Jimmy Carter, because we didn't actually get into wars with him. But like, he's okay, We didn't pull the troops home. We didn't get rid of the embassies. That's why we had the Iran hostage crisis in '79.
What about JFK? Do you fuck with JFK?
No, I don't fuck with JFK at all, bro. Not at all.
Wait, but
because we were still in Vietnam under him.
But he got assassinated, no?
He got assassinated because he was a threat, But it's the same way that Trump was a threat to America, but not in a good way for workers. You know what I'm saying?
Well
Because
said.
like
Well said.
Trump was a threat to America because he was a right populist. He wanted to get rid of neoliberalism and just have, a strictly American nationalist right populist movement, which basically means like we're going to bring our jobs back, we're going to nationalize our oil fields, but we're just going to be intensely right wing. And
The American way.
they didn't care. Yeah, the old American way. They don't, the ruling class doesn't really give a fuck about morals or like right or left. They don't really care. The problem is that Trump wanted to roll back our dominance of global hegemony. And Trump wanted to, he still wanted imperialism. We still had AFRICOM. We still had bombs being dropped. But he wanted to bring our jobs home. He wanted to nationalize more of our resources, and he wanted to make us less of a consumer-based economy.
Yeah, like I see. This is the type of shit I should look up and I should know for moments like these. But I forgot. It may be New Zealand or maybe I know Israel's one of them that every year like 2 million or something is given to certain countries. I know like Trump wanted
Israel.
to stop that. Yeah, Israel's one of them. I know there's others too that get mad bread. I know during this stimulus package, I forgot which country got mad bread. I was reading it. I was like, wait, what the fuck?
Was it Israel?
I don't believe it was Israel. I forgot which one was it. I think India, like some Indian shit, like 50 million or something like that went towards that. But
Yeah, because we give like Israel especially, we do that because they're like our base of operations in the Middle East. Without Israel, we would be fucked in the Middle East, even more than we are now. So we actually do have American public health care. You can only find it if you're an Israeli citizen, though. Because that's it. We give them everything. They're fully vaccinated in Israel. That's all our vaccines. Like I even remember when this first started, we sold all of our PPE to all these other countries. We gave it to every single country. And we are back from the momentary piss break.
yeah, we both went together in the same toilet.
Yeah, bro, it was pretty hot. Check us
Ah,
out
chill,
on
chill,
Pornhub.
chill,
No, I'm just
chill,
kidding.
chill.
Yeah. Subscribe to my Only Pain.
It's the only pain.
But we was talking about Israel getting mad bread from us because of their strategic importance to the Middle East, their like strategic location, and how they're essential to maintaining imperialism in the Middle East. I mean, I don't know, like, so like, what's your perspective on like all the wars and stuff and like how it relates to the black community?
I feel like we as a black people have no like that's not our thing. For maybe Africans, I can't speak on Africa's democracy and their militias and stuff because I know it's crazy out there. But for African Americans, us in America, we have nothing to do with. I'm not trying to be on no racism, nothing, but I'm just saying we have nothing to do with white people's war. This is the white government for white people, not really made for us. We were slaves that got made into law, quote unquote, so we could be in society. But then again, it's not our country. It's not for us, so we shouldn't be caring about what they're doing. Because at the end of the day, war is for money. At the end of the day, I feel like there's money to be made when a country's at war. But
Did you know that every year there's an arms convention where every country around the world goes to basically weapon shows, like how we would go to car shows and like countries buy shit from each other?
really, no lie. No,
No lie.
no. I don't believe that. I have to see that.
Nah, there's like a YouTube video of it. Wait, hold up. Let me find it.
Yeah, we're going to find out today.
Yeah, so basically like
Imagine, like,
yeah.
hey, bro, I had this nice nuke, undetectable by lasers. They're like, wow.
Yeah, international arms show. Yep, see? Business of War. The SOFEX is where the world's leading generals come to buy everything from handguns to laser-guided missile systems. Right there on Vice News. 8
That's
years
hilarious.
ago. 4.1 million years ago. I think this is a Vietnamese officer. Buying a
Nigga,
weapon.
look at that little tank, that police car.
Oh, this? And this is like
Those will really do something to riders. I know
military
they want to get
exhibition.
that.
Yeah, there's mad shit like this. And then there's other stuff that's kind of stupid. These are just like regular civilian gun shows. But it's just kind of like,
Yeah, that's not our business.
yeah, well the thing is it's well, it kind of is our business because, we're
Black Americans?
Oh. Well, I mean, I would say so because it's not to say fight the war, but to understand the power and the international connectivity of capital. Because if you're going to have a revolution, all of this is going to come at us. Like, for example, when Trump was saying that he was going to do something with the election, where he was going to overturn the election or prevent it from happening, Canada, Prime Minister Trudeau said on Twitter, he's like, Canada will intervene if American democracy does not continue as scheduled.
What?
Yeah, bro.
I heard, I seen that theory before in
He said it.
American Dad, and I heard before with Canada and Mexico. They finally say, you know what, fuck the U.S., but continue.
No, but Trudeau actually said that. And Trudeau is part of NATO. And basically, NATO is the force used to preserve American hegemony. And if America goes socialist or right populist and nationalizes its economy, the rest of Europe and all the other capitalist nations in NATO and the Commonwealth of Nations, which is the English version of it, they're going to invade America and reinstate that. It's going to be the same thing that happened with the Russian Revolution, except they actually won. So that's what we have to understand if we're going to fight for a revolution or agitate for change, because we're going to have to deal now not only with our national capitalists, but with international capitalists that will try to reinstate their markets. Because America is the largest consumer market in the world. If Europeans can't sell their shit to us, they're going to take it back. And they're combined, they'll be able to invade.
To be honest, like, it just brings me back to thought where I feel like Black Americans, it's not our game. We don't get involved. If they come, we're going to see what happens. This is just my personal opinions. Because I just feel like the game, at least for Black Americans, is rigged. I feel like as a community, we worked with the government multiple times and it fucked us over. I forgot the president's name, but with the welfare shit, when that came, it was giving more, I forgot what's the word, but if you're a single parent, it was giving you more bread. And that rose the single parent households in Black communities, which ultimately brought it down, because that's the biggest factor. When Black Americans were less self-reliant on the government and the American government, we did better. We had Black Wall Street. We was getting our own money. What we need to do is just separate. But that's just my idea. I wouldn't personally say, as a Black American, if my man was telling me he want to go to war, I'll smack the shit out of him. I'm like, you want to go to war for what? Stop that. Like, leave that for other people who are more national. You feel me? Like, I wouldn't want no Black person in war. But man, that happens.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I don't think that should happen either. I don't think it should happen, period. We shouldn't even be in these wars. Like, I remember during Korea and Vietnam, the Koreans and the Vietnamese would be like, yo, why are Black people in this war? And they would like make propaganda saying like, go home, like, or just fight with us, bro, because this is stupid. Like, you're literally a colonized
hilarious.
person.
That's really hilarious,
bro. The Koreans used to blast like propaganda and spray paint shit on rocks, and then there was a Vietnamese radio station where they'd have like Black deserters of the U.S. military and like Vietnamese English speakers get on the radio and create like radio propaganda directed towards Black Americans to like defect.
So they'll get Black people to say propaganda towards Black people?
Yeah.
See, this is why this is not our fight. This is because it's shit. I ain't doing that. I'm saying that because I'm not in the moment. So who knows the actual person who was doing that, what they had to go through, but shouldn't have joined the war in the first place. Should have left that up for some random person in the country who wanted to do something big, because Can
you imagine like being drafted to go fight in Vietnam?
I'm pulling a Muhammad Ali. Be like, I ain't going.
Bro, you know what I noticed too is that a lot of the people that did the draft card burnings were not Black; they were white.
Really?
And well, that's just kind of what I understood, because at the time, like, college education was still predominantly white and male, and most of the people that were burning draft cards were predominantly college-educated white men.
Hey guys, I'm about to go get weed and roll up real quick while we talk. So just give me 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, but keep going, because I can hear it, and you guys need to hear this too.
Okay. But what were we talking about? That threw me off. Oh, predominantly white people. Yeah. So like, I don't know. I just noticed that predominantly. Oh, I thought you were gonna go actually. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, but predominantly white people would burn their cards, and like they still got arrested, but I wonder what would happen. Like, I mean, I kind of know what would happen, but if more black people burn their draft cards, because the majority of the, not a majority, but a good amount of the soldiers fighting in the Vietnam War were people of color. We're black people.
Yeah, my father went to jail, cause he went AWOL. So I can't really, cause I ain't gonna hold him. He was in Germany, like getting ready to get deployed to fight. But you know how it is in Germany with the parties and shit like that. So he was like, "Fuck, I'm going back home to my family. I'm done with this." And I'll probably do the same thing. I'll take that jail time on the chin, cause that's really time to get yourself together.
I'm not gonna lie. If I was drafted to go fight, I'd probably do the same because
Take that like a man,
I'd rather
be
get,
like, nope.
I'd rather potentially get raped in prison than like get killed in a bamboo pit.
The way you said that makes it seem like like you talk about getting raped in prison, bro. You was like, yeah, I don't mind that. I'm dead. I'm dead. What?
Well, think about it, bro. You're going across to go fight in Vietnam, bro. You're walking through the jungle and you fall 25 feet and your whole body gets
Spikes,
impaled
yeah, with infectious shit on it and dirt.
and you slowly die and bleed out. And you get pissed
Would you
off.
have that happen or a burly black man rape you?
My asshole is open.
That's crazy.
I'm
And let me
sorry.
tell you guys, I'm not sort of Ant shown himself, but I feel like he'll get manhandled.
In prison? Oh yeah.
Stuff.
Oh yeah. That's why I really do try not to take any unnecessary risks because I have the philosophy of if someone tries to put you in a car, make sure you run first because I am tiny, man. I'm
dead.
good. I'm good on that.
Yo, if anything, if you ever went to jail, you know you have to fuck with your peoples. You know you're gonna have to
I'm
join
not
the white
joining.
gang.
I'm not joining the Aryan
You
Brotherhood.
have to.
I'm not joining
You
the
have
Aryan.
to.
No.
You're gonna
no,
get beat
no.
up by them, and then what group of people is gonna accept you? Then you're just free meat out there. Where you could just get raped by a Mexican one day. A black person might beat you up. I don't know. You might get raped too. Might give you a combo special.
Combo special.
Yeah, you're gonna be free meat. You have to be with your peoples.
You gotta be with your people. Nah, bro. I'm not doing it. We're not talking about this, bro. We're not. This is too much for my brain to handle. Don't. You just want me to say I'll join the Aryan Brotherhood, bro.
Yeah,
You really want
in
me to.
jail, that's what happens. I seen it. I seen it on TV shows. I ain't gonna say I seen it in real life, but pretty sure that shit happened. You gonna have to go with your peoples.
Yeah. Nah, bro. But it's kind of crazy because like white supremacy still like fucking exists in America. And like we can't like it's just because part of the system. Like people think like, oh, Trump is a Nazi. It's like, no, Trump's not a Nazi. America's always been fascist. People are like, oh, we voted a fascist out of office. It's like, even if he openly said I'm a Nazi, bro, it's like if he openly said I'm a Nazi, it doesn't matter because the structure still is fascistic.
Yeah, bro, that motherfucker Warner von Braun had Nazi scientists, became NASA's like top head chief or whatever, got a bunch of Nazis to work at NASA. Like it's a whole bunch of bullshit. But something about Trump, which I said to my pops, because my pops is like an older Spanish person. So he's like, fuck Trump, because Trump boom, 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 saying all that. And I could feel that, because fuck Trump too. Fuck him. But at the end of the day, at least I knew Trump was a wolf. I didn't have to worry about a sheep in wolf's clothing, you know? And that's
Exactly.
like that's how I feel like you don't give respect to that, but at least he ain't hiding his colors. Like he says what he gonna say. This nigga Biden just playing around. I don't go into Biden. I just start thinking about Biden for a second.
God, no. Are you sure you don't want to go into Biden because I could let loose.
I want you to let loose, and then maybe I feel like that will open me up. To
All right. So basically, I hate Biden for a few reasons. The first is that he cheated Bernie out of the he polled at 1% popularity in the DNC primaries. So he literally he was nothing, like literally nothing, and he ended up becoming the nominee pick. And he said he was going to do all these great things. And I'm like, dude, look at what happened in 2008. He was vice president, and then he was senator for 40 years. You're going to get that Biden. And people are like, no, people can change. People can change. I'm like, no, bro, he's a career politician in the Democratic Party. He's not going to change. The only thing he's going to stay consistent on is his desire to stay in power, stay relevant, and make bread.
Why was his son sucking on a crack pipe? Why the fuck was Joe Biden's son literally sucking on a crack pipe? He has to answer to that. Because it's his family's name. That's why, no, really, I don't fuck with Biden. What the fuck is your family doing? You gotta get your family together. Because I do have to show you some other shit too. about his motherfucking daughter, and some journal that was on her laptop that they found, and it was like her diary, which is fucked up that they went through her diary. But you gotta see what's in that bitch, bro. You gotta see what's in that bitch.
Oh, I bet there's all types of crazy shit in there, and like, there's just this, I don't know. People look at him like, oh, he's just a great guy, like he's gonna fight for us. And you know what was really crazy about that? People was saying, oh, uh, people was saying that he's like, white people are bad, white people won't represent us, and like, we're not gonna get ahead with another old white man in power, like in regards to Trump or like Bernie even. But you go and vote for Joe Biden.
Facts. And let it be known, you may fuck with Bernie, but I ain't fuck with Bernie either at the time. It's all simply because he was saying a lot of bullshit that I knew was not gonna happen, and I hated the fact how they had motherfucking Bob's Burgers, a whole bunch of TV shows to get kids and like the younger crowd to fuck with him when they know they ain't doing no research to see what like his real like laws stuff he wants to do. He's talking a lot of shit that sounds good to the ear. When you read it, you gotta really get into it. And then at the fact, you're trying to get younger kids by putting Bob's Burgers, vote this and that. Like, come on, bro. Kids are not paying attention, bro. We don't even let kids eat what they want. Parents choose like and decide what they're gonna eat. I can understand you have to be at least older to vote and everything like that, but why the fuck would they try to push it out to like teens so much?
Makes money.
Exactly, bro. And I feel like teens are more easily to be swayed by their emotions. If it sounds good, they're gonna be like, why not fuck with this guy? Duh. But
No, exactly. And like, well, what's crazy, like, I liked Bernie just because it was a step in the right direction, but I would never go out and campaign for him. I will say that like my roommate last year was heavy into Bernie, so I was just kind of like, okay, I guess. And like, I was really paying attention to it, but to the same extent, I don't like Bernie because he voted to bomb Yugoslavia in 1991. No, 1994 or 5, excuse me. Yeah, so like he was, Bernie Sanders was doing all that stuff to, he voted to bomb Yugoslavia because he thought there was actually a genocide going on. And while I understand, like, oh, we got to stop genocide, like, you're literally destabilizing an entire country. So, like, that's why I also didn't really fuck with him like that. And again, he's a social democrat. He's still running in the U.S. government. And even if he won as president, the entire House and Congress aren't progressive. So they're not going to do anything that he does. And they're going to overturn all of his executive orders.
He called someone who was in the KKK. I forgot, he spoke at his memorial. I forgot his name. But it was some motherfucker who was like in the KKK who he called his mentor and a friend because he was giving his eulogy. And he said that, and they found out that the nigga was like, I forgot what's his status in it. But I'm like, wow, fuck that nigga, really? If that's your man's and you saying all that and he comes out to be that, then nah.
No way, really? I didn't hear about that.
Oh God, I'll show you right after.
Yeah. So, yeah, wow, that's crazy. Yeah, but it just goes to show you that like everyone in the United States government is corrupt, and it's like, even AOC, like everyone's like, oh, AOC's so great. You know who AOC is, right?
That Spanish girl.
Yeah.
She looked bug-eyed. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, she bug-eyed. Yeah, AOC, and she voted to fund ICE in like 2019,
She
2020. Yeah, bro. She campaigned on going against ICE. She went to concentration camps to protest them, and then she voted for him.
See, look, like, that's bullshit. I went online to try to show you, and they was like, Biden did not eulogize former KKK Grand Wizard Robert Byrd. And it's like fact checked. He did eulogize Robert Byrd, number one.
Who, Biden?
Yeah, but they're saying he was not a KKK Grand Wizard, but he
was.
was. They have him in the.
You said Bernie before.
I said Bernie. I meant Joe Biden.
Oh, you said
I
Joe
meant
Biden.
Joe Biden did it.
Okay.
But Robert Byrd, he was in the KKK. What the fuck?
Yeah, Joe Biden really is a racist, and okay. So there was the busing thing. Do you know where he voted against integrated busing?
He did?
Yeah, he voted
I'm not
against it. Now,
surprised.
I've had it explained to me where it was like, he did that because he didn't want to just rapidly integrate. He wanted to do it stagnatedly so people could get used to it. And it's like, bro, what are you going to do? Integrate one bus a year? I mean, like, how do you slowly integrate? It's just like, I understand the logic, but at the same time, like, it's still fucked up. And then he said like people were publishing gaffes of like his old Senate clips where he was like, um, he was saying like something about like black kids not being smart as white kids or something.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it's a super criminal shit too.
Yeah, exactly. And it was back in '94 when the '94 crime bill.
This
Yeah,
is this is Robert Byrd in the KKK gown. You could look at more.
yeah, Robert Byrd. Yeah, no. I know about him, and he's kissing like Hillary Clinton. Yeah, bro, fuck Robert Byrd. He's a scumbag. Like we've had so many KKK members. Like David Duke, the founder of the KKK, was in the Louisiana House of Representatives. Like it's an unfortunate trend in America.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Not to switch the topic too much, but someone has to answer. People has to answer. Every nation profited off the resources in Africa and the people in Africa, bro. We need something back, bro. Like even with why niggas hate on Africa so much? Like with the world map had to be changed like how much different times?
Hundreds.
Yeah, they kept fucking up the size of Africa, try to make Europe bigger than Africa. And now I'm pretty sure how they have it now is correct because Africa is the largest landmass. Not Russia, not anywhere in Europe. It's Africa. But yeah, people hate on Africa.
OD. And like, I remember like growing up, like they basically made this like in school, like they'd be like showing pictures of Africa and it's all just like it's somewhere in the Sahara with like mud huts or something. And it's like that's not all of Africa. Like Libya was like one of the wealthiest countries in Africa, and Egypt has like sprawling metropolises and like fucking, there's so many wonderful places in
Like
Africa.
like they said, civilization started 6,000 years ago, but they found a metropolis in Africa in Mozambique that's dated back to 200,000 years old. So motherfuckers in Africa was working, bro. Like if these niggas built the pyramids and we still don't know how they built it, you just gotta give respect to how these niggas did that.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it's mostly just because like Europe just used it for resources. And there's not like you raised an interesting topic about like reparations, and it's like how do you even do that?
I feel like at the same time, like I say that, but I wouldn't want that either because I don't want to work with the government. I don't want nothing back from the government. I feel like we ain't gonna get it. So I say reparations, but I feel like it's deeper than reparations than money. I feel like it will be a start if you really want to work on it. If people was really to care, you'll find out African Americans whose fucking last names are Dixon, Johnson. Find all them niggas and give them their reparation, and whether that be like monthly checks to a certain age limit. Cause why not? You just killed off their heritage line, their culture, everything like that. They deserve something, but still at the same time, fuck the government. I don't want anything from them. I do, but at the same time, I don't want to work with them. You get burned playing that type of game, you know?
What if the government was like a workers' government and it wasn't the American government?
Probably we'll have to see, but at the same time, like I can't say the grass is greener on the other side, you know? So who knows? I would want to see. I mean, Jamaica's doing pretty good. The president in Jamaica was like they aren't doing the vaccines unless they see how American and Europe's turn out before they introduce it to Jamaicans. And I'm like, yo, yeah, that's smart. I need to go back to Jamaica, like get my culture back, all that. But I don't know, man. Like I want to see how like a black civilization would be like Egypt, like another one of those. I want to see how that would be. You feel me?
I see what you're saying. I mean, like the way I look at it, because again, I'm looking at it from an outside perspective, but from how I see it is that if the roles were reversed, it would just be now white people would be the exploited mass. Like if we reversed the role and we did it where black people colonized Europe.
I feel like black people would have colonized as not the same way white people did. Because even with our own peoples, like in like different tribes of Africa, like the Zulu nation, there was no conquering of different tribes like in Europe. You wouldn't go over there with guns and kill people. No, you go over there and you have to fist fight, and whoever was losers, the tribe will have to join that tribe. So it isn't because we understood it's our people. We're not gonna kill our own people. We wouldn't conquer and colonize the way that Europeans happen to do. These Romans were perfect at doing that, and stepping on niggas and stepping on them hard. Like I know in certain places of Africa, I forgot. I think it may be the Carthaginian, just someone else. But after like each battle with them niggas, they would throw salt in all their fields, and it'll fuck up like agriculture for years, decades past they're gone. So they was like really, really stepping on niggas, colonizing, and I don't feel that would have been the same type of energy demonstrated by African people. And we could just say from looking at how they worked within themselves.
I see what you're saying. So like you mean like looking at the wars between African tribes and African countries versus how the Europeans waged war.
Yeah,
Okay.
cause now in Africa, after being socialized, you can say the type of colonization and imperialism that goes on, I feel like it's then follows suit. Same way in like America, if you keep certain stuff in black communities, you keep like people there, certain type of like it's social reasons for everything. So at the end though, I feel like wait, I'm losing my thought. I'm smoking right now. Shit. Okay, yeah. I at the end though, I feel like wait, I forgot what the fuck I said.
Well,
Jesus.
we were talking about imperialism and how like how the how'd you put it?
Oh yeah. I was saying under the influence of American imperialism and colonization, it was then learned traits that you can see now in Africa with small militias popping up here and there, and you can even see it with the black community inside America when they destroyed Black Wall Street, when they set certain things up like Planned Parenthood, and we had a white woman, Margaret Sagner, whatever her name was. We had a white woman trying to help black people control birth rate bullshit. Certain stuff is going to lead to a group of people living a type of way. So I feel like under the influence of like that type of stuff, this is what we see now. But before that, let's just examine with like tribes in Africa, like the Zulu. It was not like that until we saw that type of colonization and stepping on niggas that Europeans was doing.
Exactly.
Like
and
the medieval niggas was crazy. The type of torture shit they would come up with, but
yeah, like the full body spike thing, like the spike coffin. That shit was crazy. Yeah. And like you brought up a good point, like with Planned Parenthood being run by like that Nazi woman. Facts. Like it's true that was actually the intent, was population control. And we do see forced sterilization, especially starting in the 90s in LA, where Latino immigrants were their ovaries, their tubes were tied, and they didn't know, and they couldn't have kids until like, yeah, this was back in the 90s. So like,
this is real life shit, bro. This is real life shit. I feel like it's a fucked up type of evil, bro. Like, but continue,
because what they would do is like these women couldn't.
I need to know this
because these women couldn't read or speak English, so they would just be told sign this, and they would be like, I bet. So they signed it because they just wanted, their baby to come out. And what they do is after not their baby, but like when they'd get medical treatments, when they get medical treatments, they'd put them out and then tie their tubes. And they wouldn't know. They wouldn't tell them until it was like 20 years later, and they're like, why can't I have kids? And they go to their gyno, and their gyno would be like, your tubes are tied. And they'd be like, huh? And it would trace back to those hospitals.
You know what? I was going to say this. It's not really conspiracy theory because I have to find the information for it because I could then show you guys to prove it. But if this was happening back then, today, I feel like the move with abortion, like how fucking Trump wanted to, he wanted to stop like the ability to have abortions or something like that. I feel like those are important. Biden's not on the same wave, right?
What do you mean?
Of like, trying to not allow abortions and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, he's not against banning it.
All right, wait. What's the law on abortions and stuff that?
So it varies. So federally, you have to allow abortions in all states. However, the South tries to prevent that from happening by only, like in certain states like Alabama, there's only one Planned Parenthood in the entire state. Like one. For like millions of people.
Yeah.
So like you can't just simply get an abortion. So like I understand like where the origins of Planned Parenthood was bad, but abortion in and of itself is not bad. Like I don't like the way it started was terrible.
Like I just remember I'm sorry to cut you off. I do have to. I don't want to. You could continue your thought. Actually, I don't want to kill it.
No. So what I was saying was that like abortion in and of itself is not bad. Like, it is your right to choose if you want a child. Like, I'm totally for that. But the origins of abortion in this country were terrible. Just like the origins of everything in this country were terrible. It's just they've been rehabilitated to a certain extent.
Tell me if this is propaganda or not. It was like the third trimester abortions that like wanted to get legalized or something like that. Was that it?
You're saying like where people wanted to have like abortions up to the day the baby was.
Yeah, but
Nah,
is
that's
that
not
propaganda?
legal. Yeah, that's propaganda. That's
Okay,
not real.
good.
No one was really advocating. If there really was people advocating for that, I'd be like, the fuck is wrong with you? Like, that's crazy. Like, there's a difference between I need time to figure this out, and then there's like you're killing a baby, dude. Like, there's just like.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's basically like when I'm out on the street protesting for that and defending that, it's not defending like I'm not defending like eugenics or anything or crazy shit like that. What I'm defending is just like the right to choose to have an abortion. And I think today, in today's world, Planned Parenthood and family planning is completely rehabilitated and has decided to say, we're not a eugenicist organization like we originally were. We have completely changed our outlook on it. And we're now an essential part of the community to help all types of people make the right choices, and abortion being the last one. We just happen to provide it.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I feel like there's also misconception. Well, within me, let me explain my misconception. When I think of abortion, I think of a mother getting an abortion and her stomach's already like big. I don't feel like abortions take place during that time at all. It'll have to be way before that.
It would be way before it. Like, honestly, like a lot of people get it done within like the first 3 months.
See, yeah, like that I can understand. Sometimes I feel like if it's in the first 3 months, that's okay. Shoot, that's fine with me. But I feel like a lot of times with abortion, people may instantly think of a pregnant woman's stomach. Then that's when they get the abortion.
Well, that's the propaganda and the misconception.
True.
A lot of people, and it's like sometimes it does happen. Sometimes it has to happen medically, because sometimes the mother gonna die, the baby could die too. But it's just like,
Yo, imagine that. Like, if your wife dies, give birth, do you think this is a big philosophical question? Do you think it would change the love you have for your child? Do you think it will ever be the same?
I feel like I'd have to take care of the child even more.
Even harder?
Yeah, because like we both wanted to have this baby, and we knew the risks. Like you know the risk of having a child, and the child survived, and she gave her life for this baby, so I have to give my life to protect this baby. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Like, I feel like the only reason I ask that because I feel like there'll be deep sadness. Like, damn, I lost my wife, bro.
For this little motherfucker. Yeah.
Yeah, and like taking care of the baby, it's crying. Gotta fix the diapers. Like, damn, my wife ain't here to do this. Like, damn, it would be sad. But quick thinking question.
I mean, it is a very deep philosophical question. How do you? I guess this is. I don't even have another question, to be honest. I'm kind of like blanked. I feel blanked out. But like, I guess getting back to the financial question of it, I mean, like, do you think like, do you think like what do you think about like universal health care? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that?
To be honest, my opinion is in the air with that.
Really?
Yeah, because if there's money for it, then why not do it? Because I feel like, why not? And I feel like in other countries they have that, no?
Every country has it except for us and like Panama.
Oh, damn, I'm Panamanian too. That's crazy.
Damn, you got fucked on both sides of the coin
Yep,
there.
exactly.
That's crazy.
Tell me why motherfuckers in Panama, like the men have to go out on like Mondays, then women Tuesdays. It's weird.
That's because we own Panama.
Stepping on niggas.
No, low key, yeah. We well, not even low key, like high key we are.
Niggas said, hey, we need this canal and we're going to come here and do it. And we're going to bring the president and he's going to be wearing all white and not working. That's crazy.
Yeah. They really said fuck you. But yo, I think it was a really good podcast. I feel like we covered a lot of things.
Yeah. Oh, and let me also add this in to tie it up with the financial literacy. I could just speak on my people, my community of people. If anything, we got to do, the black community, just write down what we spend. That's the first step. If there's anything with financial literacy, boom, 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 boom. Just write down what you spend. Once you write down what you spend, work on your credit. After credit, make your money, make money. But the very first step is just write down what you spend, and that's gonna be so important.
Thanks, Josh.
All right, yeah, no problem.
Thanks for listening, y'all. Make sure to give BPA a follow on Instagram at Backpacking America and Twitter at BPA Podcasting. Make sure to like BPA on Facebook and subscribe on YouTube. The links can be found in the podcast description. Until then, take it easy and stay breezy.